lot about the stores, supermarkets, and a little bit about fast food chains, because in my video talking previous, like before I went to the States, I mentioned those. And then I'm gonna give you a run through of what we have experienced, what we did in the different places. So yeah, you're in for a treat. I think this is gonna be a nice lengthy video. Okay, general. Very friendly people. You Americans, you are really, really friendly. They're, like, I've heard sometimes that people say like, oh, they are too nice, like it's fake or blah blah blah. No. And it's also like friendly, you know, people are very social, but in the way that I like. It's not like super deep or something, it's just small talk, but it made me actually quite comfortable just when we arrived already, because yeah, it makes me feel less strange to ask questions or to talk when other people do it as well. Okay, there was a siren, so I had to stop, but I was saying, like, when you come to the Netherlands and also like Denmark, a bit more there, people are more closed off, so it's not normal to just give somebody a compliment on the street or like ask, hi, how you're doing. Like, that is just not normal, so I really like that. It gave me a good like mood already in the start of the holiday. I thought it was also really nice that the language that people speak is English, because you can communicate very easily with people. When you go to Asia, for example, like, I don't speak that language, so that is something that is a little barrier. Now, everybody spoke English just like me. I must say, I did find it a bit harder to understand. I think I'm used to speaking English with the people I speak with, and then, yeah, some people have a bit different accent or they talk faster, so yeah, sometimes in the beginning when they just speak to me without me knowing, I was like, excuse me, what you're saying, but I think it's nice that the language is English, so you can easily communicate with people. So we went to Texas and Louisiana, and I think it's an overall thing in the States, but it really is a car country, or the places we went, it's most suitable for cars, transport. I am from the Netherlands. We bike a lot. There you don't really see it. Then I wrote down food quality, because some people already said before going like take a pill or something because the food ain't that good or stuff like that. Probably they were talking about the fast food chains, but I must say I do think the food quality is better here in Europe. Yeah, just food in general, also maybe like sandwiches or stuff like that. I mean, it is definitely higher in sugar, also the drinks, but I'm a sugar queen, so I loved, for example, the Fanta, so good. And we drank a lot of Mexican cola, so good. But yeah, the pastries, it's all, I don't know if it's less refined or why that is, but I do think the food quality is better here, but we still ate very nicely. I wrote like consumerism. I didn't know that it was that much, of course. I see some videos what people do and stuff, but when you drive there in the big cities, there are just signs of big stores, and I got also like, oh, buying. Like, when you're in a store, there is so much that, like, I said to my boyfriend, like, this is consumer paradise. Like, you can buy everything there, and yeah, you're also being like thrown like with all the billboards and stuff to buy, and that's mostly also in bigger cities. lot through Texas and a little bit through Louisiana. Texas is a really big state, the second biggest. But you see that like there is so much more space than the Netherlands. The Netherlands is super densely populated, and it's 6% of Texas is the Netherlands. So I really love that you can see, like, here everything is home built and we don't have much nature, and yeah, I love that there was space. Like, I think it feels very nice. Yeah, that's the general things, but I will for sure come up with other things to say. Then I wrote down, okay, we're gonna talk about stores, supermarkets, because what I was super excited about was going to these stores like the Walmart, the Target, Trader Joe's, Home Goods, Dollar Tree. Like, I have been watching a lot of ASMR, but also vlogging that people go there. So I was very excited about that. And also now after, like, I loved it. I really loved the places we went to. Certain places I like better than others. So let's talk supermarkets first. Now, on our first full day we went to the Walmart. And yeah, I loved it. First of all, when we came in, there was a lot, but not as much as I thought. I thought, okay, the candy aisle is gonna be like full of all like flavors I've never tried, and there was, but it was not that much. And I also thought that I was really gonna like the clothes that they had there, but that was also not really. So yeah, I thought it was nice because it's different supermarket that I like anyway, but I wasn't wowed. But we also went to the HEB, that's how I call it, HEB. It's, I think, more a chain in Texas, and I love that supermarket. That is our favorite supermarket from our trip. I do think, which is similar to here in the Netherlands, like locations, I think it does matter. So maybe certain locations have maybe the selection that I like better, or it's more like needs or bigger selection. But most of the apps that we went to, they were so good, and I love like their personal care stuff, skincare, shower things, but also the food. And yeah, we just really like that. And then we also went to Central Market because somebody commented that's like a sister supermarket, but we only went there once, and we liked that one as well. But I think it's a bit more high end, so for us, we were a little bit on a budget, so we preferred to buy stuff where it was a bit cheaper. But it was a very nice supermarket, and when we arrived there, they were playing like the nicest jazz music. I was like, oh my god, love this. But that I wanted to say with the general that I didn't wrote down. The prices in the States, they were very similar to here. So it was not that it was a cheaper holiday for us. And what we both really didn't like, and what I don't understand why that's the case in the States, they put prices excluding the tax. So when you go to the register, you have to pay more. I don't understand that. Just put the amount that I have to pay, like what we're used here, but it works like that there. Then we went to the Whole Foods. It's a bit more like healthy food. Whole Foods, it already says it. So they also didn't have like the candy or the chocolate brands like Reese's, for example. They had then their own a little bit more healthy brands. And the first time we period, and then we went there, and I was just craving Reese's. Like, give me that bad sugar chocolate. I wanted it, but they only had this bit more healthy stuff, and I was like, no, I don't want that. And then Trader Joe's. That is a store that has my heart, but I think maybe it has everybody's heart there. They have such nice, like, looking products. They have their packaging, it's really fun, and they have fun products as well. Only their own brand. So again, they don't have Reese's peanut butter cups, but then their own brand. And we went to a few Trader Joe's, and they were all not super big, so I thought their selection was good, but not like, whoa, if you compare it to the Walmart, for example, or the app. Okay, that is about the supermarkets. Then about like the superstores that I wanted to do ASMR in, and the ones that I wrote down, almost all I did ASMR in. Like, I did good. First one, Target. I was so excited to go to the Target. I feel like maybe that's the most well-known. Like, they also have a supermarket, but I don't know what to call it. Hyper store. I think that people know also outside of the States, or mostly outside of the States. And when I was there, I was a little bit disappointed. And mostly I would say about the clothes, because I expected that they would have some really fun collabs with, for example, like Gilmore Girls, or I don't know, like more fun prints on their clothes, and also like the pajamas. I thought, like, personally, I think that Primark has more fun and nicer clothes than the Target. But of course, the Target has way more other stuff. They have almost everything there. But it was also like, I wasn't super into buying like skincare or body lotion. Like, if you look on the TikTok algorithm about what Europeans buy in the States, it's all the same stuff, and I got a little bit influenced, but it's often like body lotion and stuff like that, and I was like, yeah, I kind of wanted it, but it takes a lot of weight, and I wanted to take home other stuff. With that said, because I didn't write the store down here, we went to Bath and Body Works, and I was also very excited, and I felt like I'm gonna smell some really good smells. And I did smell quite a lot, and I thought it all smelled not nice at all. So I don't know if it's my personal smell, but do you guys all love Bath and Body Works and their smells, or is it like you only like one specific smell? Because I don't know, I was just not wowed, and actually it was mostly candles that I smelled. I don't know, it all has a bit like crazy smell or something, but I'm also not somebody who like turns on a lot of smell, like smelled candles, I want to say scented candles, so maybe it's me, maybe it's Maybelline, no lol. From the Targets, oh yeah, I went to Dollar Tree. This I posted in a community post, like, I was like, what is this store? I was so not impressed, as in so many things. I was like, I cannot make good ASMR with this, as in sometimes a plastic bag can sound a little bit nice, but I need a variety, I need textures, and yeah, I thought, no, this is not a wow store, but a lot of people, like Latasha makes really great videos there, so yeah, but me not. So from a bit I was like, Dollar Tree, I went to Marshall's, and there I loved it. But already when I was there, I was like, this gives me very much like TK Maxx vibes. And then, I don't know if, yeah, it was maybe my boyfriend said like Marshall's, TK Maxx and Home Goods are owned by the same company, and it made so much sense because they have a lot of similar products. The way that they do their pricing, like compared to I don't know which place, but then it costs less money. But I loved all three of them. They are amazing to do ASMR. Now I can put my favorite place to do public ASMR. I let you have 3 seconds. 1, 2, 3. Was Hobby Lobby. Wow. I only went to one location, but it was so good. The store was so big. I thought it would be a bit similar to the other stores I went to, but wow, this one I went, it was so huge with so many things. Like, when I was in that store, I also said like, if I was living in the States, I would be killing that public ASMR like a game, because that was Tingle Wonderland, and it's so big that there are not like a lot of people, and of course it depends on the time and the place, but I love that place. And I went also to Michael's, only to one location, and it might be that that location was not amazing, but yeah, I didn't really think it was amazing. I mean, it's nice to go there. I'm talking from a public ASMR perspective, but once in a while. But I love when the store has a lot of variety. And I went also to Five Below. I mean, the first Five Below I was at, they were blasting music so loud. So then I was like, forget it. Here, I cannot do it. And then I went to another one which was better, but it was still quite chaotic. Like, when somebody enters, you hear the bell, quite some kids. So yeah, but to shop there, I think it's quite fun. Oh, and then I wrote Bucky's, because we're also gonna talk about food. The Bucky's, we love the Bucky's so much. As I said, we went there 4 times in different places. The first time we went there, we bought so much. But it's just such a fun place. Very big, and I love the toilets there. I saw it in one other place, toilets like that, but their toilets, what they do there is, first of all, a lot of toilets, very clean, and there are lights hanging outside of the toilet with a red and a green light, so you know if somebody's inside. I thought that was perfect. It was like a parking garage, you know, when there's an empty spot, it's green. Because I did find some stuff, like, I pee a lot, so I went to lots of toilets, and I had the feeling that in a lot of places the employees go to the same toilet as the customers. I don't know if this is correct, but I thought it was quite different. Like, was nice, but might again be a bit location wise. The fries were super salty. So the first bite I had was like crinkle fries that are crunchy, but when I ate a bit more I was like, wee, this is salty. So I couldn't finish it. The chicken was pretty nice, like it's not the same type, like you eat chicken tenders there, by the way, but it's like my boyfriend also said real chicken, so it's not the processed chicken that you have at McDonald's in the chicken nuggets, but it's like a real piece of chicken. That's nice. And of course I wanted to try the Raisin Cane sauce. I liked it, but already when I tried it I was not wowed. And yeah, it seems like people on the internet, they love it so much, so I was like, and I'm now trying to get my memory back. What did it taste like? I think it was quite peppery, and it gave me a bit like Thousand Island dressing vibes. So I mean, it was not bad, but after having it that one time I was like, I'm good, I don't have to try it again. Oh, and the toast, I like the toast with the sauce, that was good. Then we went to my favorite one of all of them, Chick-fil-A. You know, after having Raisin Canes, and I don't know if I had another place, but I was a little bit like, maybe all these places are super hyped, but not for me. So the bar was lower when I went to Chick-fil-A. But I loved it. Damn, that sauce. We talk about Raisin Cane sauce, mediocre. Chick-fil-A sauce, oh my god, so good. If you are Dutch, you will understand what I mean now when I describe what this sauce tastes like. It tastes like the sauce that you get in a Hema hot dog, and then a bit more like ketchup also, stuff like that. So it has a bit of mustardy, sweet mustardy vibe, and I love that. And the waffle fries were really good. I was like, do I like waffle fries? But I do. I love the waffle fries from Chick-fil-A. They were crunchy, and inside tasted really like potato. And the chicken sandwich, solid. I tried one time the regular one, and one time the spicy deluxe. For me it wasn't a big difference, so maybe I would take the classic the other time again. Some of you had commented that Popeyes is better than Chick-fil-A, so I needed to try that if that was true. And in my opinion, no. Again, might be the location. I mean, the burger was good. Their seasoning, I thought it tasted a little bit burnt, so I don't know. But it didn't look burnt, so I don't know if it's just that they put a lot of seasoning or something. And yeah, I had the spicy one and the regular one, and I thought the sauce on it was not really wow, or yeah, so I thought that Chick-fil-A, I liked it better, but also because of their sauce, I must say. Then we also had Panda Express. I was also excited for that one. I really like Panda Express, and especially the orange chicken. I mean, that's, I feel like, also the thing that we see most, but it is so good. It's crunchy. Wow, maybe I should clean it a little bit. It's crunchy, sweet, amazing. Like, that's how you want your sweet and sour chicken to taste like. So I was a fan. We had one time the chow mein and one time fried rice. I prefer the fried rice. We also tried a beef dish, but I think you should go for the orange chicken when you try it. And then we also went one time to McDonald's. And I must say, I really like McDonald's. And then I was like, oh my god, I'm so happy was like 8 hours. We had like 2 seats next to each other and then nobody sitting next to either one of us, which was nice. We watched a movie, read, good flight, layover to Dallas Fort Worth, yeah. Also good, took a few hours, and of course the layover as well. We have now, I don't know how long we have traveled, maybe 12 hours or something, so we are pretty tired, but still doing well. We had to get a taxi, so we go with 2 trolleys. We have backpacks and 2 big bags. So I was like, let's take the elevator down. And then we were stuck in the elevator. Love my life. I was angry, tired, bad combo, stuck in the elevator. Luckily, it took like 10 minutes and we were out again. But I mean, anxiety went a bit up. And then we found a taxi. I think for everybody who goes, get like Uber or an app to get a taxi. Don't just go to a random taxi because, well, we did that and we paid way too much money, so get an app. But then around like 6, we arrived at our apartments, and I must say this I had at every place we went, and often we arrived in the night, so I couldn't really get a sense of the neighborhood we were at, but I always felt like, are we in like a good neighborhood or not? And yeah, just that you have to get used to a new place, so that took a little bit of my energy. I mean, if you have been following my ramble stories, you might know that I have diagnosed myself being highly sensitive. I definitely am. I get overstimulated, and yeah, with all the stimuli, like my energy goes down, it doesn't go up from it. But we actually stayed in a good apartment, very nice size. We had everything we needed, kitchen, we could wash, TV, everything. Bed slept also nice. Almost in all the places we had a bed that slept really nice, and I think that's really important, so we were lucky with that. And I found that this apartment complex, it reminded me of You season 2, where Joe and Jenna Wednesday, they were living in. That also a pool. But yeah, on the first full day we went to get our rental car because you need a car in America, and definitely also we were gonna do this road trip. Oh yeah, and of course, or not of course, my boyfriend was the designated driver and I was the navigator. And in America, they do drive different. A lot of times when you are driving on, like maybe there are 2 lanes more in the city, so with traffic lights, suddenly the right lane becomes that you can only turn to the right. So for us who don't live there, we didn't know that, so quite a lot of times, like, we don't know which road will always lead to what, so we needed to be like good with that. We just guessed. My boyfriend had to merge many times. You can go to the right when the light is on red. That we also don't have here. Hello kids. They are screaming outside. I think school's finished. I don't know. Sometimes when I'm editing, I actually don't really hear the people, so it's more like in my, like here I can hear it very good, but when I'm editing, not so much. What was I talking about? Oh yeah, that you can go to the right on red. A lot of stop signs. We have more sharp also something that we didn't know, but we figured out. Sometimes sometimes you are at a crossroad and all of them have a stop sign. So we were like, but who goes first when everybody has to stop? But we noticed quite quickly that you drive, you stop, and the person who stopped first goes. Yeah, that's just what we did. But I think the roads were pretty good in Texas and Louisiana, a little bit less, but it was very doable. Dallas though, big city, lots of traffic, but that became less when we went to Austin and San Antonio. Okay, what did we do in Dallas? We went to the Katy Trail. We made a joke to say all the time, Katy Trail. I loved, in almost all of the cities there was a specific walk to do, and I love those. So this was also very nice. It was yeah, you walk there surrounded by trees, a bit like, how to call it, not jungle, bit Caribbean trees. So I mean, you don't see those type of trees in the Netherlands. And there were a lot of local people running, like jogging, walking their dog, talking. So I felt a little bit like a local, so I like that. And there was a farmer's market, which was really cute, with lots of pumpkins. I was impressed that people have this word I translated before, wheelbarrows. They take that, so kruiwagen in Dutch, and fill it with pumpkins. That you don't see here. Like, maybe people do that, but not the ones that I know. We went also to the rodeo. That was an experience, I must say. This travel really, like, probably the most memorable, amazing trip I've ever done. But there was also times with anxiety. I've had some panic attacks. Actually, now that I say that, because of that, I was a little bit, maybe I should go through with seeing a psychologist. So in an hour or something, I'm gonna be called by somebody who makes the treatment plan. So let's see how that goes. Saying that also with a smile, but I've talked more about my struggles with that. But we went to the rodeo on our second full day, so still you need to adjust, me at least, a little bit of a jet lag. It was not that bad there, but on that day we packed the day full with a lot of things. I went also to do public ASMR in the Target. We had to drive to Fourth Ward. Yeah. So when we arrived there, my energy was already done. I was overstimulated, and that place was quite, not necessarily crowded, but a bit rowdy. Like, people were drinking there. It was more also like a going out place. I can imagine it's an activity where people go drinking and watch the rodeo. And maybe also a bit more tours from the US also come there. So right before we were gonna go in for the show, I said to my boyfriend, I suddenly feel so bad. I have that I feel like when I say it out loud that I'm having panic, it gets worse. And sometimes that doesn't happen, but when I don't say it, it stays all up in here. But I was like, fuck it, I need to tell him. So he was also like, I was so not having the best time, and he loved it there. So it was quite opposite, but also this trip really, I love my boyfriend so much. We have been together for almost 10 years now, been through a lot, and this only like confirmed that he's it for me. Like, he helps me so good. He is so stable. Like, yeah, girl is a little bit more. He's more like this. He helps me so well. So I don't want to avoid something because I have a panic attack. I've studied psychology, so I know you're gonna feed into your fear. Yeah, I like to, first of all, tend to not be in a place where I feel like I cannot leave, and otherwise I want to sit somewhere where I can quickly leave. I think this is so classic anxiety vibes. But my boyfriend purposely took the seats that were like right in the middle good, but there were people sitting on the sides of me, so I felt more like cannot leave. And I think this show was like Uber Texas vibes, like hello everybody, this is the greatest show of your life or something. And I was like, oh my god. And then they did like fireworks that I was not, like I didn't know, so of course I'm already a bit high in the stress. Can you imagine that you suddenly fucking loud fireworks? So yeah, also the rodeo, I thought it was sad for the animals a little bit. My boyfriend don't feel like that, and I guess these animals are used to it, but I don't know, it was just not it for me. But he loved it so much, so yeah. And then we also went on another day to the state fair, and that was very fun, very big. It's like the kermis for Dutch people, and we didn't really go on rides. What we really liked was there was also like a livestock exchange, I feel like, or I don't know, it was quite young people with their cows, and I think that they were gonna be graded on how the cows looked or something. But that was quite fun to see. It's very different culture than where I'm from, and also the food that they sell there. I think if you would do that here, like nobody would eat anything, but there everybody's eating it, like so much meat laying just out, and like big turkey legs, corn, candy, kind of, but it was fun. It was also again different cultural thing in a way, but being in America, it's definitely not at all a culture shock, because it's still Western, you know. There are differences. I must say Louisiana was way more different than Texas. And then it's more as in the nature surroundings. Texas also different, but yeah, Louisiana had more like, they have like these cypress trees with Spanish moss, and it's swampy. Like, I love that so much. And we went to walk in downtown Dallas, but it was very clean, so the streets look nice. But I feel like downtown there's not much to see. We also had our first barbecue there in Bishop's Arch District in Dallas. It's a very nice neighborhood. And we had briskets, and I liked it, but I am not like a massive fan. Okay, I was talking about barbecue. The brisket, it's very, because there's a lot of fat, it's very tender, but I don't know if I liked that much fat on it. I don't know, it was also so meaty, you know, barbecue meat. And I don't think that is for me. Like, I liked it once, we had it another time, but it's not like I would go back to Texas for barbecue. But if you're a meat lover, I think you will. Then we went from Dallas to Austin. It's normally 3.5 hour drive or something. We took a long time because we took a lot of stops. But at this point, I was getting sick. My boyfriend had it when we arrived, like a cold, like lots of snot, and he was like real sick that you want to lay in your bed like one day and then it was better. And I was quite surprised that I wasn't having the cold yet, because my immune system is quite low. Normally I will get that cold, and I did get that cold a few snotty. Oh yeah, but still we went on our first meeting with buzzes, as we say. Wow, we loved it so much. You already heard a little bit about it, but we have bought so much stuff there. Of course, also this lovely shirt, and I'm gonna do a whole shop log of everything that I bought in the States. But we were driving through towns, having our playlist. We made a country playlist before we went, so we have now a few favorite songs. I would say it for the people who also listen to country. Before I was not a fan, but I love it now. I should have been a cowboy. That's my favorite. I love Neon Moon by Brooks and Dunn, I think their name is. We listen a lot to Reba McEntire. I love, I don't know, I think his name's like Marty something. So I love Big Iron and El Paso maybe. But he has many, his voice is so lovely. Toby Keith, I don't know. Oh yeah, also it's 5 a.m. somewhere. Yeah, I love it. So we listen a lot to songs, and we played it yesterday when we were cooking, and I got like back into the vibe, and I loved it so much. And yeah, then we arrived in Austin. I put a heart after Austin because it was my favorite place where we went. It was a bit less big than Dallas, but still you had like skyscrapers, and the Colorado River is there. Lots of like young people. It felt very alive. I really liked Austin. So we had two places where we stayed. First, an apartment in a neighborhood in the city. We walked the Lady Bird Lake Trail. You see, I cannot even say the difference. I loved that one. That one was my fave. You walk next to the river and you see the skyscrapers. It was beautiful. And you see birds. We saw turtles in the water. And yeah, that was a really nice walk towards South Congress. We walked. And yeah, we saw a lot of self-driving cars down there. I don't know, it was mostly in Austin, and we were really like, wow, that's cool, weird, crazy. And then we went to more like a motel vibe in Bee Cave, what was called. And from there we did day trips to like some German settlements. And I rode also down the London B. Johnson State Park where we saw some longhorns, and we also drove by a lot of wineries. They are there. And then there was one place, like we don't really drink wine anymore. And we drove by and I saw so many flowers, colored flowers, and I was like, oh. And I said it to my boyfriend Luke, and he said, wow. And we was not our stop, so we drove further. Then he was like, should we go there? I didn't want to say to stop because I was a bit hungry, and I knew already like there is probably not gonna be food. But I got, of course, the emergency bar. And then we went back to it, and I'm so glad we did because it was so beautiful. It's called Wild Seed Farms, and I just looked it up before this video, and it's the largest wildflower fields in the States. And it was so beautiful. Got the donut out, and I was talking about the wildflowers, like it was so beautiful. I also said when we were there, like, this is my dream. It was fields of colorful flowers like pink, orange, yellow, red, sunflowers, which are my favorite said to him, like, I'm not gonna do anything. Like, I put the pressure very low because I also had a little bit anxiety sometimes, and I was like, guns. Like, in the Netherlands, it's not allowed. But in the end, I did it as well. I shot even an AK-47. And I know my boyfriend, he really found it amazing that I did it. And first we started with a very small pistol, and then I got a bit more acquainted, and it was not scary at all for many people. And you know what helps me very much? When I'm at places and the people who work there are really nice, and that was at this place. The people who worked there, they were so relaxed and funny and made me feel comfortable, because there's like no supervision there when you do it. Like, they explain it to you, but when you go shooting, but it was a fun experience, and I like that I shared it with my boyfriend. He loved it. They loved it so much. Such a guy thing. Like, I don't know many girls who would get super excited about shooting a gun. And that was in Lockhart, and we also went to eat barbecue there at Gooi's Market. And then we left Austin after 6 days. I was a little bit sad. I mean, we were now, I think, in like the half of our trip, and I really liked Austin. Not sad, but I just really liked it there. And I said to my boyfriend, like, I don't want this trip to ever end. I liked it so much. And what we did also in all of the cities was that we searched like what are nice neighborhoods, because we like looking at houses and stuff like that. So we would also drive through those neighborhoods. There was something else that just popped up in my head. Oh yeah. And of course, through all of these days, we often always took a moment for me to do, not every day, but moments that I could do public ASMR. And so that was very nice. From Austin to San Antonio is not at all a long drive. I must say, when I was there, I also started feeling like a drive of 40 minutes I didn't think was long. Maybe people in America think that that's like easy peasy, but here, if I have to drive 40 minutes, that's like an hour drive. That's halfway through the country, you know. It's a lot. San Antonio, I mean, you hear it already on the name, Spanish influences. Anyway, everywhere in Texas, lots of Spanish-speaking people, of course close to Mexico also. So a lot of all the signs were in English and in Spanish, so also a lot of Tex-Mex food. We had agua frescas for the first time. We had a mango one. That was so good. Oh my god. We did have some issues in the beginning, like, yeah, we didn't think about how big the sizes of drinks and of stuff was. Of course, when we order drinks, when we ask what is the size, but when you're at a restaurant or something, you just get the portions were always way too big. So at some point, I said to my boyfriend, set up ordering multiple things. We can share like a dish. But San Antonio, we stayed here at La Quinta. That's a chain of motels, I would say. And it was a nice place. We both had our own like queen size beds. Like, I was thinking in my head, like, if I was just with him in a relationship, I would be so upset. Like, I want to be with him in the bed sleeping together. But now I'm like, yeah, we're both like, yeah, we got our space, it's good. Oh yeah, and throughout the trip, we loved when our TV had Roku TV, because and my boyfriend as well, we love Family Feud. Like, he knew it already, but I mean, I've seen Steve Harvey like maybe on TikTok, but I didn't really know who he was. production there, they ask, for example, 100 married women, what would you do if your husband got pink hair? And then the families need to guess what they answered. Yeah, let's just say it like that. So it's very fun. So in the evenings when we were tired, we would watch that. In San Antonio, we walked the river walk, which is really beautiful. It's very fun. Like, you can enter it from different sides, but yeah, you have the river, and then you can walk next to it, and there are beautiful plants, trees, and you have sides where it's more like restaurants and some hotels, but you also have the places where people are running, and we walked it all the way down to the Pearl District, which was also very nice. It's like an old factory building, but maybe more buildings, and there's now a nice market there, and there was a field where kids were playing, parents were drinking, there were dogs, so it was a nice and vibrant area. We actually stayed next to the historic market square, which is also like one of the things that people say that you should do there. I thought it was okay. Every store had like the same thing, so a bit more Mexican, Hispanic stuff, which I like, but every store was similar, so we went also to the Japanese tea garden. That was so beautiful. We had like stuff that we wanted to see, but it was not like set in stone, and the Japanese tea garden was not necessarily on the list, but I'm so happy we went because it was so beautiful. It's like a botanical garden, but with koi fish and a waterfall. Yeah, it was super beautiful. Also the King William district is very nice in San Antonio. So as I said, like, we like to drive through nice neighborhoods. Well, King William district we walked through is like large villas, a bit like colonial style, I think. And yeah, we also did some day trips there, driving to New Braunfels. It's also again a German settlement. And it was a very scenic drive along the river. I think that day I got my period, yeah, that hit. It was like 33 degrees. I had cramps. You, ladies, you know that those first 2 days of your period ain't lovely. But we just took it easy. Plenty of stops to drink some drinks, taste. So when we came home, I started having a stomach ache. I was like, damn, am I already not okay with the fried food? Like, I eat fried food also at home. But then I was like, the water. And then my boyfriend said, yeah, I was already surprised why you drank all the water. I said, what? What do you mean? Why you don't tell me? But he said, like, yeah, it's not like bad, like really bad for you, but it's water that's probably is filtered, but maybe once, so I'm not used to that, like my body. So that was a lesson that I learned on the first day. Yeah, I don't drink that water. Maybe everybody knows that already, but okay. Yes, San Antonio, I think. I wrote down most of the stuff here. I mean, if you guys have like more detailed questions, please ask me, because we've done so many things. But from San Antonio, we were gonna drive to New Orleans with a stop in Lafayette. That's like in total like at least an 8-hour drive to New Orleans. So yeah, we planned to stop. We went to Buc-ee's like 2 more times during that trip. Yeah, we passed Houston. We chose not to go. Yeah, we preferred the other places. And yeah, from Texas to Louisiana, we saw a change in the landscape. Way more green, more flat, even though Texas, like, yeah, we went to hill country, but so it's a little bit more hilly, but Louisiana was very flat. A lot of green, dense, different type of trees. Oh yeah, this reminds me, we have been driving, of course, a lot. I'd never seen so much roadkill in my life. I mean, I'm from a small place and we don't have much nature, so I don't know where all the animals should be. But oh my god, I've seen a lot of, I always call them bombies, so deers. We seen them like happy going over the road when we were more on small roads. I saw quite some dead ones along the, yeah, I saw an armadillo along like a roadkill, a lot of hogs, like rodents, raccoons. I was like, whoa, I'm so not used to that. But yeah, we stayed a night in Lafayette. We came there late in the evening, left early in the morning. It does seem like a nice, I don't know, it's a city, right? Like it has a university, so also quite some young people. We had some po' boys there. I had the shrimp, which was really good. The shrimp is fried and then in a baguette. It was very light and I like that. And like the drive from Lafayette to New Orleans, we also did some stops. We stopped at Avery Island, which is the home of Tabasco. So there was a museum and a gift shop. Oh guys, we went hard on the souvenirs. I think souvenirs are now my favorite thing to buy. So that was very fun. And on this island they also had a jungle garden. Well, I said it already in the video before we went. I love nature, and the jungle gardens were beautiful, beautiful. It did really remind me of Costa Rica, where I've been 2 times. Like the jungle, it did really remind me of that. And I saw gators in the water. I wanted that so badly. First, my boyfriend spotted a baby gator, and then I spotted a teenager in like the bigger water. But yeah, the trees in that garden, like what I said before, the cypress trees with Spanish moss, it's gorgeous. Like with a little bit of wind, the moss is like, yeah, going with the flow. It's beautiful. It was. I loved it so much there. Then we arrived in New Orleans in the dark. Okay, I say New Orleans, New Orleans. Nola. This place got me manic, really. We arrived in the dark and we stayed on Frenchman Street. If you know, you know. It's jazz. I don't know if jazz bars playing jazz, love, but also a lot of partying, drugs, stuff like that. Homeless people, mentally ill people, but maybe they're on drugs. So we arrived on a Friday. That also made a difference. I didn't know that in the beginning. But yeah, right in front of like the hotel that we stayed, guest house, there was already somebody, not him completely 100%, next to that as well. So, and it was so loud, and music and people, and I was like, where am I? Like, I don't know what I meant you, and you, mind you, mind you, mind you, mind you, mind you. Oh my god. It's the end of, we have now 5 more days left, so I'm already quite tired. I just had my periods. So I was like, where the fuck am I? This was not good for my comfort level. But this went away, I think, on the second day, kind of. Because the weekend, it's very busy there, but it changes, like on a Sunday already. But I had moments that I had to cry from happiness. On the Saturday, there was like live jazz in the French Quarter, and oh my god, it was such happy vibes with the beautiful buildings, and I really had to stop myself from crying. I was like, what the fuck, I don't cry here. But I loved it so much, and then maybe moments later, there were, yeah, for me, I'm not used to a lot of homeless people or mentally ill people on the streets, so I am not very comfortable with that. It's not like I look down on them, no, that's also different, but I just feel like I don't know what they're gonna do next, and especially with people who are screaming, shadowboxing, being aggressive, like, I am really not comfortable with that. And in New Orleans, especially in the French Quarter, and also a bit on the street that we lived in, that was there more. So for me, I felt quite unsafe, uncomfortable, and I didn't like that. But we also went to the Garden District, further out Magazine Street, and there it's very different. The Garden District is a neighborhood with very beautiful, bigger houses. Also, the stores there, the streets there, it feels more a bit like Austin, let's say like that. But the French Quarter and Frenchman Street, it is a touristy spot. So logical, I understand that those people, the homeless people and stuff, they go there if they maybe get some money, there's life. So I get that. But yeah, for me, if I don't feel comfortable, it doesn't make for a very nice trip. So that was my feeling in the beginning. Going to our like hotel guest house was like a how do you say that, like a buckle for me, like watch out for the crazy people and stuff like that. My boyfriend is way more chill with that. He just says like, yeah, they don't do anything. But I mean, yeah, for example, we just had breakfast and I had to go to the toilet number 2, and I was like, it was close by where we stayed, so I was like, let's just go back. Now there was stuff happening all around me, but also people like this guy jumping on the trash, saying like, this is how I have loving, I don't want to say like what, like he said, sex with my lovely women. That's what he said. On the toilet, on the left, people are like catcalling me. They are saying to my boyfriend, on that street they are screaming, that guy's shadowboxing. I was just like shadowbox, like I was just like, oh my god, like what is this, like. But in New Orleans there are also lots of tourists, which of course should make you feel safer. It did, also did not sometimes. No, it actually was like, you saw ladies, like senior ladies, you saw groups of guys, you saw groups of girls, you saw young families, you saw everything. So I was like, if they can do it, you can do it as well, like come on. We went vibes coffee. Very nice, we loved it. And we also went on a swamp tour. Well, I love that too so much. The tour guide, he was so funny. He had like a very strong southern accent, and yeah, so we went on the bayou, on the swamp. We saw alligators. The swamp is beautiful with nature. Turtles, wild boars. We saw swamp pandas, raccoons. He called them swamp pandas, and I like that so much, so I started also calling them that. And flying fish. It was really beautiful. It was so fun. So a lot of people say when you go to New Orleans you should do that. You should do that. And yeah, our last day there we just took it easy. Went again more to the garden district, walked a bit more, and we tried also snowballs, which I really like. It's like a ball with snow, aka ice, and then with a flavor or multiple. And it did really remind me of shaved ice, which I've had in Curaçao, it's in the Caribbean, and I love that. Like, I still have memories of how much I love that. So, and I was maybe 8 when I had that for the first time. So yeah, it was really nice. And so we were there Friday, Saturday, Sunday, Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday. We left early in the morning, but the days after the Friday and Saturday, it became much calmer. So I like that, much less stimuli, less craziness, less partying, less drugs. So I would recommend for people, I mean, if you love partying, go with the weekends. Otherwise, also I would say don't stay in the French Quarter, like have your hotel there. Go a bit more garden district, or I don't know, places more out there, and then visit it and leave again. I think I would prefer that, because the French Quarter is really unique. French colonial houses, and I kind of forgot about, like, I watched Vampire Diaries, you know, it's also with like the vampires, and like it has a really unique feeling, but in the beginning I couldn't really appreciate that because I felt a bit uncomfortable. But if I now think back on it, I think like, yeah, wow, I don't think I would go back, but it is super unique. Like, I get why people love it. Well, and then we traveled back. That was a long travel day. It was maybe in total like 20 hours. So we came home with a big ass jet lag and super tired. Like, I cannot remember that I ever had such a harsh jet lag. Like, we went to bed, like, okay, we arrived here at, let's say, yeah, I think we landed, and in the car back home 1 o'clock in the afternoon. It's 7 hours back with there. We were fucking tired from a very long trip. We did sleep in a plane, like the one that was overnight, for 5 hours, but still. So we came back home. I think my boyfriend slept like 9:30, me 11 or something, a bit earlier. And then I woke up again at 1. So I did like an afternoon nap, and he woke up at 2. And I was reading because I was like, fuck this, I'm wide awake, so I was just reading in bed. So he asked me, what time is it? Is it after 4? I said, no love, it's 2 o'clock. And then yeah, we woke up at like 11 because my dad woke me up because he was like, you shouldn't sleep longer. So it took some time. Also, like, the eating rhythm, I was hungry at the times that there was breakfast, there was lunch, there was dinner. So it was a bit hard. We are now back 6 days, and the eating rhythm is good, the sleeping rhythm is good. I just still wake up really tired, so I think it takes a little bit longer to maybe have the energy back. But it was also like an amazing trip, but of course draining. yourselves. I did ASMR there. You drive yourself navigating, like, it takes energy, but this is a trip that I will never, never, never forget. And I'm so grateful that I could go. I love doing ASMR there. I'm so excited to edit them as well. I did vlog in Dutch though. And they will be on TikTok. And next to me, like, this whole table is full with the stuff we bought there. So the next video I'm gonna record is a haul of all the things we bought in America. Okay, well, as I said, like, if you have any other questions, please do. I could maybe even do another Q&A or something video about this, because I do have some people following me who love the rambles, so I like that also. I can talk for hours against you, or to you, I mean. Against you is very literal Dutch translation. But yeah, I wanna thank you for watching, and I will see you in the next one. Like, the best background noise, background noise, like, pardon me, I need to burp again. I don't want to avoid something because I have a panic attack. I just get so irritated. Like, why are you, what are you doing? The angry lady looking in the neighborhood like verdomme. I could do a roleplay video where I'm the angry lady, like the angry ASMR artist had all the background noise, but it wouldn't be a roleplay, it would be real life. Get away from